Let's solve part D now. So what happens to the size of the deadweight loss if the marginal external benefit of visiting the doctor is $50? Now, what's the intuition of this question? If we go to the doctor, we're more likely to be healthy, and healthy people are good for society. So that implies a positive externality, a positive external benefit. Now, with that said, what would be the social optimal level in this case? Well, we know that when we think about the entire society, we must think about all the costs for ourselves and for the other people. So we would have the marginal benefit privately plus the marginal external benefit must be equal to the marginal cost. Now, what is the marginal benefit privately? Well, that is the demand function. That is the price that we are willing to pay for that healthcare. So that's 100 minus 25 times the quantity. So we have over here 100 minus 25Q, 100 minus 25Q plus the marginal external benefit we assume to be $50. And the marginal cost, we also know that's going to be $50. Now, what else do we know? Well, this overall is the marginal social benefit, right? This is the benefit overall to the society. 100 plus 50 is 150 minus 25Q equals to the marginal cost of 50. Now, if we solve the math over here, what do we get? Well, we would have 150 minus 50, that's 100, and equals to 25 times the quantity. And if we divide both sides by 25, then the quantity would be equal to 4 units. That would be ideal, right? That would be the social optimal level. Now, with this said, let's see how the deadweight loss works out on the graph. The marginal social benefit would be 150 minus 25 times the quantity, meaning that this demand curve must be shifted to the right. The slope is still minus 25, but the intercept must be 150. And let's say actually I want to make it accurate because we just found that we will have 4 units optimally, so 4 units must intersect the marginal cost over here, meaning that the graph should look something like that. So let's just sketch it. This would be the marginal social benefit. So this is the marginal social benefit. As we just saw, it intersects at the level of 4 units. So this is the level of 4 units. Now the question is, do we have any deadweight loss? Are we inefficient in that sense? Well, we would be inefficient if the benefit of providing an additional unit is greater than the cost, because what we saw in the previous video, when the guy has the insurance, he consumes 3 units, right? So he still has the insurance, he still consumes his 3 units, he goes to the doctor 3 times, but we want to know whether it's valuable, whether it's worth to go the 4th time so that the society benefits as well. Well, let's see. At the level of 3 visits for the doctor, this is the marginal social benefit, right? We go from the level of 3 units up to the marginal social benefit graph. This is the marginal social benefit belonging to that level over here. And the marginal cost is still $50 to provide that unit. So this blue line is still $50. What we can see is that this orange, this orange line is above the green line for that additional unit. When we go from 3 to 4, we are having a gain. We are having a gain because the marginal social benefit is greater than the marginal cost. But because the guy does not think about the external cost, right? He only provides himself 3 units, 3 visits to the doctor with the insurance. But because we have this external benefit, we would have a gain in efficiency if we actually went to the doctor 4 times. So the loss in efficiency is going to be this triangle. It is the missed or the foregone benefit, so to speak. So we're still having a deadweight loss, which is the area of a triangle, and that area is a half times this height. And by the way, what's going to be the height? Well, the marginal social benefit at 3 units of consumption, that's going to be 150 minus 25 times 3. Let's calculate it real quick. 150 minus 25 times 3, that's 150 minus 75. So that's equal to 75, meaning that this level over here is 75. So 75 minus 50 is going to be the height, meaning that's going to be 25, and the length is this length over here, going from 3 units to 4 units. So that's just 1. Again, the deadweight loss would be $12.5, 25 divided by 2. So in this case, what's the difference is that we are under providing. We are going to the doctor too little because we're not taking into account the external benefits to the society. But in the previous question, we went to the doctor too often because of the insurance. We were over consuming. Hope this all makes sense, and we are done.